My video business failed. Or so I thought it did. For the past 5 years, I've worked so hard to build my business up. As many of you may or may not know, I was actually a wedding videographer for the past 5 years. I also filmed for small businesses, events, and first birthdays. At the beginning of 2020, I hosted a rebranding event for my business. It was going to be my year to focus in and really go all in with my business. I even had plans to start hiring people. I was talking to one person, I was going to hire them in May, but that never happened, of course. I also made a really good amount of money each month because I was working hard, I was putting out a lot of video content, and I was also filming for a lot of businesses. But then it came to a full stop. This is the story of how my successful business turned into a fail, not because of anything I did, but because of COVID. I love you. Now, this part of the year was not something that I expected. At the end of the year, I was hearing about COVID, and I just knew that this was not something that was going to go away overnight. But nobody really listened to me. I love you. Donut kind of just left, so we're going to continue on. So like I said, I was pushing forward in February, and I even hosted a rebranding event for my business. I actually have some pictures from it. It was kind of one of those things where I was like, I can't believe that was from 2020. But then March hit. March hit the world and it kind of went into chaos. The pandemic was in full force and I got sick and was in bed for 2 weeks. It was a total of 3 weeks I was out of commission. Couldn't talk, and for that matter, I could hardly breathe. No one was testing because they basically had no idea what to do. So for me, I will never know what hit me so hard, but I will say it was one of the worst sicknesses I've ever had. Now, moving on from that. After I started feeling better, my business started to decline. Things were either rescheduling or canceling, or the business promo videos that I was making, they were canceling. Even though the ones that I was editing for were slowing down because they just couldn't afford it due to COVID. Now, looking back last year in February, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my channel. Now, I'd been helping people. I was in this creative slump on my channel, and I was helping people on the side just with YouTube and things here and there, but I really didn't know what I wanted. After March hit, in April, I decided to help small businesses and small creators understand the power of video, but by using YouTube. Because like I said, for years I've been helping people here and there, and I know what to do, so I was like, oh, I could help people understand video. So I decided to go all in with that, and after that, everything's just started to fall into place. Now, the reason why I share this is because I thought I failed. I thought my business failed. I thought I failed my family and myself. But in reality, I didn't fail. This is something I couldn't control, and I thought it was my fault. Failure is something that we all go through. The fact is, it's going to happen at some point in our life. We are not perfect. Things are not going to be perfectly aligned every single time. But when it comes to failure, it's what the decisions you make afterwards, what you decide afterwards what to do next. Failure is not something that we should hate. It's not something that we should fear. We actually should be thankful for it, because now we can move forward from it and change it up so maybe we can get to the point where we want to be. The other thing is that you actually grow as a person. You're a person, you're a human being, and you grow from those experiences. Failure is actually defined as lack of success. But for me, I see it as the total opposite. I see it as a success because, one, I tried something and I didn't just sit around and do nothing. The second thing is that I know that that was the wrong way. So now I can move forward and do it the right way. The third reason is I can actually help people not make the same mistakes. I can help people understand what they need to do next. By sharing this, my hope is that you can actually see that I'm a human being and that you can connect with me. That we're not all perfect, that failure is part of our life. But the thing about it is the decisions that we make next. Whatever you choose to do next is either going to be a complete failure and you're not going to do anything about it, or you're going to choose a positive outlook on it and start working hard and figuring out how to fix it. So for me, I chose to move forward and opened another door. I started my other channel at 700 and ended with 2,200. That to me was a huge success, because I actually have really good connection with those who are subscribed to my channel. As I grow my channel, I grow as a person. Here are some success stories that failed, but tried and tried again. Thomas Edison was told by his teachers he was too stupid to learn anything. Edison went on to hold more than 1,000 patents. Walt Disney was told by his former newspaper editor that he lacked imagination. Disney's take on failure. I think it's important to have a good, hard failure when you're young. It makes you kind of aware of what can happen to you. Because of it, I've never had any fear in my whole life, and we've been near collapse and all of that. I never have been afraid. Rowling was a broke, depressed, divorced single mother who was simultaneously writing a novel while studying. Now, one of the richest women in the world, Rowling reflects on her early failures. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. Oprah Winfrey. She's a billionaire with her own TV channel, but Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first TV job as an anchor in Baltimore. In 2013, Oprah reflected on her experiences during a Harvard commencement speech. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. So when it comes down to it, I don't see last year as a failure. In actual fact, I see it as a success because now I know what I need to do next. Yes, there was pressure and stress with it all. I was very stressed and overwhelmed, not sure what I was going to do. I've actually learned quite a lot through that. All those people and more were either told that they couldn't do it or they will never be able to do it. But if they didn't try, they would have never known. For me, I'm the kind of person I can't sit around and just do nothing. I have to continue on, I have to push forward, because at the end of it all, I want to say that I tried.